Hey guys, Detection of Violence here. We got another one for you. UFC 312. We have a good card. Let's get right into it though. How too many fights we have? We have 13 bouts. So I'll be sick. Um, let's get right into it though. We have Hyun-Sun Park versus I'm calling him Mr. Mongolia because I cannot say his name to save my life. Hyun-Sun Park. I think he's a more skilled fighter, but I think the odds are closer than what they are. Um, whom, yeah, Mr. Mongolia man, I think he is just honestly not the better fighter. He's the more dangerous fighter of the two. Oh man, that's hard to say. I think uh, because Park's dangerous too. They're both dangerous everywhere. The problem here is I like Park's hardware and Park's I don't know his shot selection. I like his shot selection a little better. I think Hyung-Sung Park is a little more technical, um, especially in the grappling. I don't know. I think Park's a better fighter here, so I'm gonna go with Park. But if he got KO'd, something I thought he was Japanese. He's South Korean, so that actually makes me want to bet him. Because right now the Japanese have been letting me down, with their lack of defense. It's mainly in kickboxing. um, in the small gloves. They come over to ONE FC. Don't let me get into that. That's a different story. But Hyun-Sung Park, I think he wins this fight, and as long as he doesn't get chinned, I feel like he wins this fight pretty easily. Actually, I don't know because he's not like he doesn't really win minutes, but he's this one's a weird one. This is like a road to UFC fight to me. I am not betting this fight. Definitely a pass spot for me. This could be a split. I don't know. Anything can happen here. But yeah, I'm gonna go Hyun-Sung Park just for the channel purposes. You guys need me to predict somebody, so I'm gonna go Hyun-Sung Park here. But be careful betting this fight. I just want to make sure I wasn't talking too long about this fight. But yeah, moving on. Let's go. We got Cody Steele versus Rongzu. Now I'm gonna probably speak a little bit for this fight. Cody Steele. Why does everyone think he's going to be like the next champion? Like he hasn't done anything yet. He's still 7-0. I'm not saying Cody Steele isn't good, but Cody Steele has so much time to work in his career, and honestly, it's not like a dig, but it's like his striking is not great, and his jiu-jitsu is good. But even in MMA, he's not finishing people. Like even in the Fury FC, he wasn't finishing people. I've been watching this guy's career for a long time. He's fighting someone in Rongzu who is 25-6. 25-6. Do you guys see the problem here? I think Cody Steele, and it's not like just 25-6. He's fighting a lot of bumps. Look at the guys Rongzu is fighting. He is fighting Ignacio Bahamondes, Shilan Nerdum Beke, almost a literal. He's literally like the same version of a Cody Steele, except Cody Steele's obviously better than Shilan. He beat Muhammad Safa. Like, look at the guys he's fighting. Is this the same guy I'm thinking? Yes, it is. He beat him. Another guy just like the writing is on the wall here. Shin Haraguchi is nothing like Cody, but he is a better wrestler. He's got good wrestling. And to me, this is like I really think Zurong fucks Cody Steele up here. If Cody Steele, like I think he's dangerous. I think he's got KO power. I think his jiu-jitsu's better. If he wants to out grapple him, he can do that. I think Cody Steele probably wins. But if Zurong fucked him up and showed him there's levels, I would not be surprised. Because Cody Steele, like Felipe Maya, is that the guy, the bare knuckle guy I'm thinking of? Let me see. No, Is it? I think it is. Let's see if it's BKFC. It should say BKFC. Yeah, BKFC. That's who I thought it was. This guy's an absolute savage. He beat his ass. Like this guy's a dangerous striker. He's good at takedown defense. He's got good sprawls, good initial grab. Like he's not great off his back, but I don't know. Like that's why I'm not betting this fight. It's because Zurong's let me down so many times. But the guy's talented, man. And if you guys like really like watch some tape and you see Cody Steele's fights, like it's alarming. Look at this fight with let me see. Sam Kilmer. Sam Kilmer's a beast grappler where they canceled each other out, but still, like Rong Zhu, like I don't know, he's huge. If he doesn't get KO'd, Rong Zhu doesn't get KO'd. I think it's I don't know, man. One sec. Oh, I'm getting a call. Oh, there you go. Oh, yep. Can't really talk right now, brother. I'm doing a video. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah. Well, and that's how you guys know I'm authentic. I do it way too I do it way too often. Uh get right into this beautiful topic. Uh what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Cody Steele, Ronzu. Prediction's gonna be Cody's. No, I'm gonna be. I'm torn on this fight. Honestly, it's a coin flip fight for me. I'm gonna go value Rongzhu. So if you're betting this fight, I would probably go Rongzhu, but I wouldn't bet this fight. This is a very risky fight, and I honestly don't know. I spoke about that for like 4 minutes. It's not too bad. I thought it was gonna go longer. But yeah, I'm gonna go Cody Steele by KO. But if Rong Zhu finds the win here in the fire, finds Cody's chin, holy smokes! Ugh, there we go. Cody Steele's chin. If he gets caught, I wouldn't be surprised. So just be careful of that, guys. I gotta go with Wrong Zoo though here. It's probably not Wrong Zoo. Sorry, I'm going to go with Cody Steele here just because UFC's pushing him hard. He's a good fighter too. Like he's got some skill. He's down to scrap. His chin isn't bad. Like the guys he beat on Contender Series, Jason Blair isn't a bad fighter. He just isn't good, if that makes sense. And neither is Nico Echeverry. These guys are not bad fighters. They're just not great fighters. It is what it is. Rong Zhu is a very talented fighter, and the performance. I know Saraguchi's a punching bag, but I don't think I don't think Steele's far off. Like his defense is awful. He doesn't really have great head movement. His punching is boxing is very mid, but like his power and his heart and he's got good jiu-jitsu, explosivity. He's got some good attributes. For that reason, he's a dog. Rongzhu is not a dog. That's the one thing about Rongzhu is when he gets hurt, he does not like it. And I mean, I don't know. I think he might take advantage of the fact Cody's only 7-0. So I don't know. This is such a hard fight for me to call. But I'm gonna go with Cody Steele here. Ever so slightly. And I could switch, so be careful on this fight. Don't bet it. Run far away from this fight. Moving on. We have Quillan Salkild versus Anshul Jubli. I'm not even gonna really speak much about this fight. What do I have to say? I mean, I know Anshul Jubli is the cream of the crop of Indian MMA, but like, what are you giving me? Like, Indian MMA is Indian MMA. I can't do much with that. I think Quillan Salkild is gonna smoke him. Like, you beat Jekka Saragate. Okay, that means you can dodge a punch. Good job. Hyung Pyo Kim took him to a split decision. Okay. And then all of your other wins are against who? Jubilee is gonna get his ass kicked in this fight. Saul Killed is just much better than him. I'm going to find a betting spot here. I just gotta find someone to parlay him with. But yeah, he is definitely gonna win. He's fighting at home. Although Gage Young isn't great UFC level, I still think he's a good fighter. He's talented. And he beat him. He had to dig deep for that one too. And Jubilee's not someone you're gonna have to dig deep for. So I don't know. I think Salkeld wins this fight. Could it be a huge fraud check? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. I think Salkeld wins this very easily. Um, yeah. Moving on. I think no. For the channel purposes though, I'm gonna go Cool and Salkeld by submission. Or no, TKO. It's TKO. Cool and Salkeld by TKO. Alrighty. Moving on. We have Jonathan Milcalef versus Kevin Jousset. Kevin Jousset is someone you don't want to really back as a favorite, but in this fight you do. If Kevin Jousset loses this fight, I will be shocked. Only because he must have gotten chinned or Homer Simpson again. Because Kevin Jousset is a talented guy. He's got nice throws that he's Jonathan Milcalef is very susceptible for. He goes in with his arms like this and he's reaching. And honestly, Milcalef he's an awful wrestler. But as a jiu-jitsu guy, he's pretty good. He threw up some decent trend it was a decent triangle transition that he got Mo with, but Mo is still very green in his career. He's still got a lot of things to improve on. So it's like it's not that, it is what it is. Mo's a talented guy, but he still hasn't proven anything to me. Like his weaknesses are still his weaknesses, and Mo is still beating the crap out of him on the feet. So I don't know what you want me to say about that. But yeah, Kevin Jousset. I think Kevin Jousset is just better than him. I think Kevin Jousset is going to school him on the feet, and his grappling is a takedown defense is from Titty Kickboxing is going to be good enough to defend Jonathan Malkalef's awful wrestling. So I'm gonna go with Jousset by decision or Jousset by TKO, but it's more likely decision. So Jousset by decision is my prediction. Moving on, we have Colby Thickness versus Alexandre Topuria. Topuria, he is absolutely fraudulent. He has fought nobody. He was representing Georgia like his brother, fighting out of Spain. Who has he fought? And how many times has he fought? He has fought absolutely no one. He has beat absolutely no one. He has absolutely looked awful in some of his fights. This one, for example, Ivo Ivanov. He lost to this guy, who his last fight was in 2017. So this man doesn't even fight anymore, and he lost to him. Not saying that's a bad thing. You can lose to anyone. Islam Makhachev lost to Martins, but something about this guy, seems very dangerous for the first round. But like his brother, I do think he suffers from cardio issue. Now, do I think he wins? Sure. Do I? You know why? Because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's improved in the 2 years he's been off. Maybe he's improved. He's looked decent in tape. Like that's why I said on the feet he should win. But if he gets tired, Colby Thickness is going to put it on him. And I think Colby Thickness, late rounds, props, is very live here. I don't think Thickness is that great, but I do think Eternal MMA is better than Hex. And he fought a lot in Hex. So, I don't know what to make of that. He's beaten a lot of bums. Um, Not much you really can say about that. He's grappling is his grappling, but who's he fighting? And he's got losses too. So it's like I can't really get behind Mr. Thickness yet here because he's also not proven. So for the sake of what makes sense to me is I think it's Tapuria early, rounds one or even two. I think round one more likely, or Colby Thickness 2-3. I think that would make sense more because I think Colby's going to outgrapple Tapuria somehow when he's tired, not early. I think Tupuria's takedown defense will be good enough to defend Thickness's wrestling, is if that's what you want to call it. It's not great wrestling, but it's wrestling. It's his version of it. Uh, I gotta go with Alexander Chapuria, but man, I'm not confident in this fight at all. This reminds me a lot of the Cody Steele Ron Zoo fight. It's a lot of volatility here, and yeah, man. All right, moving on. We have Bruno Brazil taking on Kong Wang. Uh, yeah. I'll see how long I've been talking for. Oh, 16 minutes. That's not that bad. Bruno Brazil. I think Bruno Brazil is. I think she's very, very good. Problem with this is she's not like a dog. When she gets hit, she doesn't like it. But she's at a good gym. And they make sometimes fight for you in a way where they like their spirit possesses you. And I think Bruno Brazil as a dog play is not a bad play at all. At all. Like if you look here, like who has she lost to? Like she's only lost to like two people, Loma Luke Mooney, Denise Gomez. That's not that bad of losses. Like honestly, yeah. Like she had a boxing loss. It's not a big deal. Don't mind me. I'm just tending to my beard. Um, yeah. There's some stuck in my beard. There you go. Yeah. I think Kong Wang wins this fight. I think Kong Wang. The thing with Kong Wang is she's just accurate and she's very, very dangerous. She can grapple too, somewhat. She's clubbing subs, but man, she's hittable too. And if Fernandez can find the chin, so can maybe Brazil. Brazil has a flashy head kick KO. But look at the girls that Kong Wang has beat. The legendary, absolutely iconic Victoria Leonardo, Paula Luna, Yanan Wu, Amanda Hadaya, Tai Murayama, Hong Fangji. Like, look at these guys. Look at these legends she's faced. So it's like, obviously, she's going to beat someone like Bruna Brazil. No. Bruna Brazil at plus money is, I think, the play. If you want to make money, I would put a little sprinkle on Bruna Brazil and just see what happens. Because she could easily get KO'd and, die. She doesn't really do well with strikers. That's why I'm picking Kong Wang, but I don't think she should be negative 400 after her last showing, especially. Negative 200, negative 300, not negative 300, negative 200 is fair. So plus money at this price, I mean plus 300 at Brazil, I think is a decent spot. I'm not personally playing it, but yeah, I think Brazil has a decent chance of winning. Fun fight though. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really like to yeah, I don't like to handicap too much into these fights because these fights can play out in a bunch of different ways. Women's MMA, I'm speaking of. Alright. Alright, moving on. We have Vyacheslav Borshev taking on Tom Nolan. Da, 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 da. Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan. Yeah, you're awful. He he's got some talent, very, very dangerous in the clinch. He's got some, decent skills. He's got a win over the legendary Bogdangrad, who just picked up a win last week. I missed the live spot. It was a really good spot, and I missed that. But yeah, anyways, I digress. Tom Nolan is just awful. He got KO'd by Nick Mata, who's actually, a good fighter. But yeah, Mata's like, hasn't really hit his stride yet. I think he finally, started to, but at this time, I think he just started his stride. I think so. I could be wrong. I don't want to check right now, but yeah, like Tom Nolan, his chin is, and he got rocked against an old man, like an old man. Like he's. I think Tom Nolan's chin is just not there, and Vyacheslav Borshev's chin is not there either. But at least his is like, at least he like survives. I don't think Tom Nolan can take Borshev's punch. I think Borshev's gonna KO him. Is it a volatile fight? Can either of them get KO'd? 100%. But I'm gonna trust in the dog and Vyacheslav over Tom Nolan. But I don't know, man. This is weird. Tom Nolan's fighting at home. You might have new hunger. This might just be another legendary Slava Claus war. I don't know. I want nothing to do with this fight. Running far away. I think Borshev's a dog, and I think Tom Nolan's a dangerous, young, hungry lion that does not like adversity. But I could be wrong about this adversity thing. Maybe I'm just reading into his chin being sus. I think it's just maybe his chin being sus. I don't think he has quit in him. I think it's just his chin. But I don't know. I think Borshev is the type of guy to find quit in you, and we'll find out in this fight. I'm very excited for this fight. But yeah, we gotta move on from this one. I gotta go with as my prediction. I'm gonna go with who do I have here. Let me check. Borshev, lean Borshev here. And the next one, yeah. Alrighty, moving on. We have Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. Okay, the problem with this fight is Jack Jenkins is a really good low kicker, and he's fighting at home. And he like Tom Nolan is not coming in to lose. As of normally, he would have an excuse or maybe the travel. There's no excuses when they're fighting at home. They other than maybe an injury, but like obviously like Jack Jenkins is gonna come in hungrier than ever, and I just don't know. 'Cause this is another fight where I just think it's gonna be a really good fight, and whoever the dog is, I would probably sprinkle on them because this is a pretty close 50-50 fight. I think Gabriel Santos is a really good fighter. If you look at the guys Gabriel Santos has fought, like, look at these guys. Yiza, David Onama, Lerone Murphy, Delano, and he beat Lerone Murphy. I don't care what the judges say. Mauricio Barboza, like he's fought good guys. His one loss that was bad loss was to Onama, but Onama's a dangerous guy, so it's like getting KO'd by him isn't the end of the world. Jack Jenkins, on the other hand, I'm not going to count his injury loss. That was just a fluke. But he was losing. No, no, he was winning up until then. So it's like I think Jack Jenkins is a very, very dangerous opponent. His leg kicks are a real thing. His slick combos. He beat guys like Jamal Emmers. I think he lost that fight. That was a robbery. But he beat like those are the only fights that worry me is Jamal Evers and yeah, I don't know. He shows questionable fight IQ at times. His grappling is questionable. I'm gonna go with Gabriel Santos here, just off of experience at the higher level, and I don't know, but it's a very close fight, and Jack Jenkins could definitely win this fight. So not betting this fight. Not gonna get too into this. Yeah, moving on. We have Francisco Prado taking on Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews. Um, I think Jake Matthews is a very, very experienced fighter, very, very well-rounded fighter, but he doesn't really like he'll finish bums, but is Prado a bum? I know he's not great, but is he a bum? Like he's finished Darius Flowers, Andre Fiallo, but that's it. Like he took Diego Sanchez, or that was 2020, never mind. Sean Brady, like he got finished by Sean Brady, no shame in that. Semmelsberger beat him by unanimous decision. I just, I think Prado is just too small here. He's going to come up a weight class, and I don't think it's going to go the way he thinks. Um, if he can make it a fight, it might go his way, go to decision. I really like the gym he trains out of. The problem with him, he doesn't have any really good wins. He's lost to two guys who are like Jamie Mullarkey's washed. Losing to him is terrible, a terrible look. 2023, Jamie Mullarkey, I guess it's not that bad, but still, it's like at that point he was still kind of falling off his, you know, he was at a good point in his career. Now he's fallen off. Daniel Zellhuber, very very skilled fighter, but he's another guy where it's like you gotta like at least be competitive. Like well, he was competitive, but like I just don't know in this fight. I think Jake Matthews is gonna be too big here and out grapple him and find the win here. So definitely not betting on this fight, but I'm gonna lean Mr. Jake Matthews. I feel like Jake Matthews has more paths to victory, and yeah, moving on. We have Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm trying to speed this up because I got to get out of here soon. We have Jimmy Crute. He is an absolute stud. Just joking. He is on the decline in his career. Um, I don't think Jimmy Crute, honestly, is. He says he's back. I don't think he is. Last fight was 2 years ago, and he got pretty fucked up. His last win was in 2020, so it's been 5 years since his last win. Um, I wouldn't run into that though, because there's some people getting their first wins in a while. Rodolfo Bellato, on the other hand, let's see, we have a win over the legendary Ihor Peteria. Murtaza Taha, he fraud checked him. But the guy's decent. He's actually showed like he can be a Homer Simpson. So I don't know if like how many KOs like how many KOs does Crew have? He KO'd Bokaukas. He KO'd Alvi. So he has a few KOs, but for the most part, he's not that great. I think I think losing to Anthony Smith the way he did, I mean that was a fluke, I guess. But Misha Serkinov subbed him, Jamal Hill KO'd him, Alonzo Manyfield subbed him. I think I don't know. Does he care? Maybe he does. If he just cares more this, I don't know. Jimmy Crute's a wild card, so it's like I'm gonna go with Rodolfo Bellato here as my prediction, but would not be surprised to see an old Jimmy Crute revival, and would not be surprised at all. Bellato's he's a dangerous fighter, well-rounded fighter like Jimmy, but I just think I just don't think Bellato is lacking of confidence, whereas Jimmy Crute's going to be very unsure of himself going in there with someone like Bellato. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bellato by TKO. Moving on, we have Justin Tafa versus Taliesin Texeira. Why is this the featured fight on the main card? Like, oh, this is like absolutely horrendous. Justin Tafa 7-4. I know you're fighting at home, but like, Jesus Murphy, like we need some more heavyweights. What is going on? Justin Tafa is absolutely horrendous. Um, he got out wrestled by Carl Williams, Jared Vandera, or he got KO'd by DeCastro. Like his only wins are Hunsucker, the legendary Parker Porter, got a win last week. Juan Adams, Austin Lane, like he has some pretty poor wins. And unless Taliesin Texeira is another bum like them, which I don't think he's great, and I do think he's live to get KO'd, but I don't know, man. I just think Taliesin Texeira is decent enough to maybe get the KO and just upset the home crowd. Like he's got no good wins other than that Arthur Lopez guy. But even Arthur Lopez was like way undersized. He was super small. Like he was giving him a fight. So it's like I don't know. I'm not gonna touch this fight, but I think Taliesin Texeira probably wins. But there's a decent chance I switch my prediction with a good argument. But yeah, for now I'm on Taliesin Texeira. I think Taliesin Texeira finds a KO early. He's a big win as his first debut fight in the UFC, so and I think this is the fight that can do that for him. Tafa's chin isn't, tremendous. He also doesn't get hit a whole lot. Um, interesting. Yeah, gotta go with Taliesin Texeira here, and yeah, moving on. We have Weili Zhang versus Tatiana Suarez. All right, I'm gonna going a little bit on this one. I'm very torn on this one. I think Weili Zhang is the much better striker, but Tatiana is the much better grappler. and Zhang is a blue belt compared to Tatiana. I think Tatiana is levels above her. This could age poorly. Wei Li is a freak athlete, freak human being, lives in like the Matrix almost, but she's susceptible to being, finished. I think Tatiana's grappling is so high level that she can sub Wei Li. I think the sub for Tatiana is like plus 300, plus 400. I think that's worth a shot, but honestly, I think that's her only path to victory. Could she dominate Whaley for 5 rounds? Yes, but that'd be a decent because Tatiana's like open mat wrestling isn't the greatest because of her neck. She doesn't really shoot a lot of class doubles. Um, I don't know though. We'll see. Tatiana, this is the biggest fight of her life. She's a gamer. I'm not touching this fight. I'm rooting for Tatiana. I got to watch her train. She's an absolute beast. Wei Li's an absolute beast. Never had the privilege of meeting her, but she's a gem of a person, I'm hearing. Um, yeah, I gotta go with. Oh man, I don't know. Who do I have here? Let me see my notes. Zhang. I'm gonna lean Zhang because of her striking and her athleticism, but I'm rooting for Suarez. Moving on, we have DDP Driscus Duplessis versus Sean Strickland. I love both these guys. Got the pleasure of meeting both these guys around this time last year, January. I think Sean Strickland, I've known Strickland for now 2 years. He's not like we're friends or whatever, but like I got to meet him on multiple occasions a few times. He's a really, really good guy. Um, Gem of a human, makes you feel like you're important every time you meet him. I know no one really cares about this, but everyone gives him a hard time. But they don't get to see that side of him. They just see the macho and angry, violent side of him in the cage and judge him. I know everyone gives him a hard time, and same with DDP. Not really. He gets booed every time. He gets given a hard time. But I love DDP. He's also a gem of a human. Both these guys took a photo with my father, made my father feel special and important. They're classy, classy guys. I love DDP, especially DDP. He's such a classy guy. He doesn't, step out of his character very often, but when he does, he's funny. He's a really good dude. Um, I think both these guys. Best case for me is both these guys have another split decision fight because I really don't want to see any one of them get flatline KO or you know. But yeah, out of loyalty for Sean, I'm going to be picking Sean. I know Sean a little better, and I also think Sean won the first fight. No, I don't. Actually, no, I don't. I do think Sean can win the fight. And I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that the cut did affect him, and without the cut, he would have performed differently. I don't know. All I know, this is a really close fight. I think DDP is good at game planning. I know it doesn't look like it. He's pretty wild, but I think DDP is an absolute beast, tank of a human being, and I think Sean Strickland's you know, he's like he's such a precise striker, and he's gonna, I think, paint a masterpiece out there. If the fight goes the way I think it's gonna go. But I'm not very gonna doubt DDP again, and I'm going to skip this one. DDP is the favorite. Sean's the dog. If I were betting this fight, I would bet Sean, but betting against DDP is never a good idea. So, just gonna watch this fight and enjoy it. Yeah, that's what I did last weekend with the Izzy Umabov fight. I wanted to bet Umabov TKO 1-2. I gave that out to my people, but I didn't play it myself. It is what it is. Uh, yeah, I nothing, not that I had the same interest with Izzy. Even though I didn't meet Izzy, who's a good dude. These guys, I love DDP and I love Strickland, man. These are my guys. I love these guys. Alrighty. Yeah. My prediction is Strickland by decision, but wouldn't be surprised to see another DDP and still by finish this time. I think if it goes to a decision again, I think Strickland edges it. And I think if it's inside the distance, it's gonna go DDP. But yeah, everyone like, subscribe. No, oh wait, we have one more thing. Top five most confident predictions. Let me give you that. Number one, Sal killed. He's going to murder Jubilee. That is the free lock of the week so far. Number two, we have Jusette. I think Jusette is a pretty confident pick. I think where's was there a Vieira fighting? Hmm, interesting. I don't know who Vieira is. Number eight, I think Park wins, or number three, sorry, Park. Number two, or number yeah, number two, Tapur, number four, Tapuria, and number five, Matthews. So number one, Salkill. Number two, Jusette. Number three, um, Hyungsung Park. Number four, Tapuria, and number five, Matthews. Alrighty, guys. Like, subscribe. You know the drill. Catch you next time. Peace.